Okay, so I have the baby in this arm, Walker in this arm. And so I walk up to the kids and I said, "Hey guys, do you guys know whose baby this is?" And they're like, "No, no, you know how little kids are. No, we don't know." And one of the kids said, "You know what? I think she lives down there." And I said, "Where?" And they were like, "Down at the other apartment." So this was a long apartment building, but it was sectioned off like with two apartments at a time, two doors at a time. So it was one, two, three, four, five, six. The kids were in front of the one, two apartment units. So he was pointing down there to the five, six. So she came a little ways. Okay. So I said, "Okay, thank you guys." So I'm walking down there and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna just knock on both of these doors to see if someone who opens the door to identify who the baby is. So I'm knocking on door number 4 and 5 at the same time. So door number 4, someone answers, and it's a teenager. It's a teenage girl. And I said, "Hey, do you know who the baby this is?" And she's looking. She's like, "Yeah, it's my neighbors." And I said, "Oh, okay. Do you know if they're home?" And she goes, "I don't know." And I said, "Well, I've been knocking. No one came out yet." And she goes, "I have a phone number of someone that lives there." I said, "Oh, great. Can you give them a call so we can just figure out what's going on? Maybe they don't hear me knocking. Maybe if you call." She's like, "Yeah, sure." So while she's getting her phone and dialing the number, I'm telling her what happened and how I found the baby at the end of the street. And she was about to go into the intersection. And she's like, "Oh my goodness, no." So she calls the number and she hands me the phone. Okay. So she hands me the phone. I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I'm listening to the phone ring and a guy picks up. Okay. And this is how he picks up the phone. He goes, "Yo." And I almost laughed, but I was like, "Hello. Um, I am outside your door and there's a baby girl out here and she's in a walker and she was walking down the sidewalk and almost went into the intersection." All I heard was silence, a bunch of music. Like his voice was silent because when he answered, it was a loud music playing, which makes sense why he didn't hear me knocking. But he went complete radio silence. Everything stopped, and he goes, "Oh shoot!" like that, and I hear the phone fall. Okay, so I can hear him inside, like coming down to open the door. So he opens the door, and I said, "Hi," and I said, "Does this little cutie belong to you?" And he goes, "Yes." "Oh my God, what happened? How did you?" And so I'm explaining to him what happened,